then pick out a strange ape that walks upright like a human being, that is very curious about the pygmies and will follow them through the forest sometimes, right up to a gigantic spider called the Fofi, which means giant spider. That's about at least 3 or 4 feet across, looking much like a tarantula. So if we can come back with just one of those, it will advance our cause tremendously.
You mentioned a spider in the Congo Basin. Was it 3 feet across?
It was at least 3 or 4 feet across. I know that one Western couple saw it, R.K. Lloyd and Reginald Kenneth Lloyd and his wife Marguerite. They were motoring through the Congo on kind of like an adventure honeymoon in 1938. And one of these giant spiders crawled right across the jungle track in front of them and scared the living daylights out of them. I know their daughter, Margaret, who lives in England, and she provided me with a wonderful photograph of her parents and a detailed account of the giant spider that they saw. And amazingly, this giant spider is also known in Cameroon to the pygmies there, and they've given us more information on it.
3 to 4 feet across. I killed a spider in the bathroom this morning. It was maybe the size of my thumbnail, and I'm still trying to recover from that. So,
well, I don't like spiders either. I'll be honest with you. But here's the thing: money talks, even in the jungle. And if we can get enough funding together, we're looking to raise $70,000, partially for new equipment, and partially because if we can encourage the pygmies to go out and kill one of these giant spiders and bring it to us, or take us to a location where we can see and film any one of the other mystery animals, we will reward them handsomely financially. That would go a long way to helping them build their plantations and improve their living conditions and so on. So,
I'll throw 70,000 into the pot. Have them kill them all.
I'll never kill them or killing baby, but certainly...
No, those spiders. The spiders, Bill. I'm talking about those spiders.
Well, the place is full of spiders. Bigger than your hand is the most common ones you see. And so we make sure that our tents are zipped up tight at night, I can tell you. Well, I haven't seen any tarantulas 4 feet across, but I can tell you that the tribes people, and here's where I could really, bang my head off the wall. When I first went to Cameroon in November 2000 with David Wetzel from Concord, New Hampshire, I forgot to ask them about these giant forest spiders. When I went back in 2001 with a Discovery Channel film crew, I then asked the chief of the pygmies of that area, his name is Timbo, about the giant spiders, and he looked at me and said, well, sir, through a translator, if you had asked me that question when you were here last year, I could have taken you to a place where one of these giant spiders was very near a village in the forest. Because what they tend to do is they make a trap or some kind of dwelling similar in shape to a pygmy hut made out of leaves and everything. And their eggs are peanut-sized, white eggs. And they are very, very dangerous. They ambush and kill small forest game. But they're very dangerous to humans. Now, they'll give you a nasty bite, but they can't kill you. And the pygmies tell us, usually when they encounter these giant spiders, they'll kill them on sight because they just don't like them. So this is why we're determined to get back better funded next year so we can offer them a financial reward, okay, if to kill one of these things and present it to us. And if they can do that, and you email me, my address here, wgibbons.shaw.ca, I will make sure that you're one of the first people to see the evidence.
One of history's most terrifying giant spider sightings took place in the jungles of the Congo in Central Africa. It happened to a British explorer, R.K. Lloyd, and his wife, Marguerite. In 1938, Lloyd and his new bride decided to go on an adventure safari for their honeymoon.
As Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd were driving down this jungle track in the middle of the Congo rainforest, they saw a large but very odd-looking creature crossing the trail ahead of them. Now, at first they thought this was either a very large monkey on all fours or maybe a large jungle cat. But as they got closer to this creature, they were horrified to see that it was actually a gigantic spider, something like a tarantula.
According to Lloyd, the spider had a 4 to 5 foot leg span, but he was unable to document the sighting. As Lloyd reached for his camera, the giant spider scurried back into the forest and disappeared.
Back in the old days of colonial Africa, explorers, big game hunters, from time to time they encounter strange animals, including giant spiders, but they often don't report these observations for fear of just being ridiculed. After all, who's going to believe a story about a spider with a leg span of 4 or 5 feet? That's almost as big as a human being.
Sizes, descriptions, and species vary in different parts of the world. But on the extreme end of the spectrum, eyewitnesses describe specimens up to 5 feet across, with huge fangs and hairy bodies the size of small dogs.